Sports edition.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, man, a lot of sports going around, man. Some things wrapping up, some things kicking off. But ain't nobody watching baseball though. Oh man, UFC, man. A lot of shit happened this weekend.
Yeah, man. So this weekend marked the return of TJ Dillashaw. If you're not familiar with UFC, TJ Dillashaw was a former bantamweight champion. He was a very dominant champion, but he had his belt stripped from him for using performance enhancement drugs. So now this was his first return to the UFC, I believe, in 2 years. He was supposed to make a return last year, but got hurt. So he made his return against Sandhagen, who is no slouch. He was the number 2 ranked bantamweight, I believe. And TJ Dillashaw won by decision. I think it was...
I don't know, man. I don't think Dillashaw earned that one, man. He got the top of his eye busted open like the second.
That is true. But
I think Sandhagen. I don't think Sandhagen did enough to lose. Let alone Dillashaw doing enough to win. I just I was a little mad. Like I know it was his comeback fight, and I remember you mentioned when he was watching it. They did to to set up his future to some extent, so he had something to look forward to for the next fight. But I'd rather have been a tie, but not a whole L for Sandhagen. I didn't think he was gonna get all that.
Yeah, I think it was TJ pushed the pace at a certain point. He kept Sandhagen on his heels a lot. As far as like significant strikes, I mean, it looked like Sandhagen was definitely winning in that category, but you know, when you're the bigger name, you walk in with that clout, and all you really got to do is make it seem like you're in control of the fight. And there were just some instances where TJ Dillashaw just seemed like he was in control of the fight.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, but you got his stitches. He won the fight. Do you know who he's looking to go at next? Now that he was able to get
I don't know, because it looks like he got hurt during the fight. I saw something that he had posted, so he's gonna need surgery. He's gonna have to go through recovery again. So, I mean, next on the docket for him could be anybody. You know, you still got a lot of good contenders in that division. I mean, you got Peter Yan, you still got Aljamain Sterling, who currently has the belt. So it could go a lot of ways. It can go a lot of ways depending on who wins next.
Okay.
Yeah. But then there was another fight between 2 ladies, man. This was a really good one. It was Miranda Maverick and Macy Barber. Macy Barber is definitely one of those up-and-coming fighters to watch. I believe they were ranked 13th and 14th. I believe Macy was 13th and Maverick was 14th. And this was a robbery. Like, I'll just outright say it.
And unlike the Sandhagen, who I thought won, I really thought I knew who won this one.
Yeah.
And I was wrong. I'm watching UFC thinking I'll be able to judge what's happening since I'm watching it live.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not 1,000% vested in UFC where I know every intricate turn, move, and all that. But as an adult male, I think I could figure out who won this fight at a bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? So I really assumed Miranda had it. And when they picked Barber, I was just like, I don't know anything anymore.
Yeah. Man. Like, it's crazy because I'm a Dillashaw fan. So when he won, if he won solely off the clout, then it's like, all right, cool. But this one is like instant karma. It's like, fuck. Like, Maverick deserved to win. Like, she was more aggressive. She definitely, like, was controlling the fight. Her hits looked like they definitely hurt more.
Facts.
And I think the only thing that saved Macy Barber was she had a very active 3rd round. But I still think it was Maverick's fight. Even DC, Daniel Cormier was like, no, I completely disagree. That was a bad call. And then, because sometimes I really question Dominic Cruz, like when he says stuff, he was like, you know, she definitely controlled the fight and she had the pace and it really helped her. And DC came right behind him like, no, I disagree. I completely disagree.
He's like, wholeheartedly, I don't think that's right at all.
Yeah, that was a bad call, man. But hey, listen, congrats to Macy Barber, and I hope Miranda Maverick bounces back, man. For real.
For real.
Yep. So now we have a rematch that I don't think anybody's excited about. I think this is just the only fight that Dana White could come up with to keep Usman active. So Usman will have a rematch against Colby Covington in November of this year. Date and location is pending. I'm hoping it's in New York, either Garden or Barclays, because I'm going to make it my business to be there. But
that's
the question...
That's the money with taxes with them, because I know a lot of boxing matches they don't do out in New York for that reason.
Oh, I don't.
Oh, shit.
But I don't know, and I'll throw this question out to you and everybody listening. Should Colby have gotten a rematch?
Hell yeah. Why not? Yeah, it's one. So everybody lose one. Let's see if we can make a trilogy or some shit. Let it go. But what are you gonna do? Niggas don't listen to the fans.
I guess so, man. I just feel like, the way he beat him, and he beat him bad in that first match. It wasn't even like, yo, we need to see this again. Nah, I didn't get that from that fight at all.
You know what I mean?
It was
a fluke and had a bad night. You know what I mean? I'm giving the extreme benefit of the doubt.
Well, we'll see what happens, man. I mean, I love when fights are in November. It's my birthday month, so it's always good to really see somebody have a good fight, man. But the part of this UFC section that's funny to me, and I think this really just came out on social media. So Hector Lombard and Tyron Woodley both are UFC fighters. And they were both at a bare knuckle fighting championship fight over the weekend. And I'll talk about that more on another episode, but they had two ladies fighting, bro, that they look like they belonged on Sports Illustrated covers. Yeah. So, but we'll get into... Huh?
Scrapping?
It's scrapping. Bare knuckle, bro. Bare knuckle.
Damn.
Yeah, so they were both at the fight, and Hector Lombard calls over Tyron Woodley, and you see Hector Lombard really talking very aggressive to Tyron, telling him, I'm talking to you as a fucking man and all this other stuff. And he was like, yo, fuck this. We need to take it to a fight. He was telling his agent to make it happen. So then, everybody's looking at the video and it's like, okay, why do y'all have problems, right? So Hector Lombard goes on social media and says he had a girlfriend, but he also had this girl on the side that he was messing with, but they were training together. Okay. The girl hurt herself at some point, and Tyron Woodley told him, hey, listen, I'm good with knee wraps and recovery. I'll help her out. He said, all right, whatever. He told her to reach out to Tyron so he could help her out. So in the midst of Tyron helping her out, he's totally down talking Hector. Yo, he's got a whole family. Why are you with this dude when, he's all the way over here? Not even with you, taking care of you. Really doing some sucker shit, right? Meanwhile, the girl's telling Hector that he's saying this shit the whole time. So now, in turn, Tyron Woodley was trying to ruin Hector's family, and then something happened that I didn't even know. Tyron Woodley ended up losing his family to, I guess, some cheating issues or something on the side. Damn. So Hector was like, if he ever saw Tyron, he was going to step to his face and be like, yo, what's the problem? Why you doing that? That's some bitch shit. So when he saw him at the bare knuckle fighting championship, Tyron Woodley tried to say hey to him from across the way. He was like, nah, nigga, come here. We got to talk. So I found that funny, man.
Isn't Tyron Woodley set to fight one of the Paul brothers?
Yeah, I think the end of this month, August 24th.
Damn, that's quick. He better win that shit too.
Yo, this is not this is bad publicity going into this fight, right? First you getting called out for doing some sucker shit, then you got called out by a non-fighter to fight.
Yeah.
If Jake Paul wins this fight,
they can pack it up.
It's a wrap.
Willie can pack it all up. UFC, boxing, whatever you want to do. Pack
total
this shit
wrap.
up.
Hell yeah,
Pack that shit up, man.
Yeah.
Talk to me, man. NBA, man.
Yo,
the finals came and went super. It felt like it took forever to get here. Then it was gone in the blink of an eye.
Every year, I mean, not last year, but every year, NBA comes and you don't appreciate it during the season. You're like, yeah, I'll catch a game tomorrow, next week, next month. Next thing you know, it's the playoffs, and you're glued. And then next thing you know, there's a champion. So right now, our 2021 champion are the Milwaukee Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats to Giannis for sticking with the team, getting it out the mud,
Facts.
building a championship team like he said he would back in 2014. Big shouts to him.
Word.
But we got to talk about this shit.
Yo, Middleton, man. Chris Middleton, man.
Yeah.
He's not Steph Curry at all, please. But he had like the game difference ability that Curry was having on his run or two. You know what I'm saying? Where he was just whapping threes, 3-4 in a row, and there's just nothing they could do at the same time. I just felt bad for Phoenix after a while. I was like, they just didn't know what defense to play anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, Giannis, man, that's big, man. Him and all his brothers all got chips now. That's super dope. And I heard his younger brother, who's 18, he's getting tried out. Was it Detroit? I think Detroit was trying him out. He's 18, bro. Like, I'm like, they got another one of these. A ton of Temple boys. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, I don't know what their parents doing, but they out there making whole stallions and sending them to the league with mad hopping ability and wingspan that's like 6'7" and up. But super dope, man. But
So
man.
I mean, the Suns were up 2-0. Like, you know, we gotta break this down now. The Suns were up 2-0. Game 3, Milwaukee takes over. It's expected, right? It's Giannis. He's not just gonna let you walk into Milwaukee and, you know, beat them down like that. Mm-hmm. So Game 3, I wasn't shocked. Game 4, I mean, the Suns were right in there. Like, Devin Booker was having another 40-point night. It just looked like it was going to go Phoenix's way. They had a 9-point lead, I think, at one point and blew it. And just silly turnovers by CP3, by Devin Booker. And it was just like, okay, so now it's tied up, right? So you figure we're going into Phoenix.
And
Chris Paul.
That's when it scared me.
Yeah, Chris Paul has got to understand that this is a Game 7. You don't want to go back into Milwaukee and it's 3-2.
Nah.
You don't want to give, like you said, you don't want to give that 6'7" stallion a 48 minutes to hold up a championship.
Nah.
No way.
You've been striving for this long in your career to get to this point.
Yo.
Up 2-0 again in the playoffs.
Yes.
I don't know how I would have done CP3 was on suicide watch. I ain't gonna lie to you. After Game 6 came and went, I was just like, damn. He was there, man. He could taste it. Like, he was up 2-0. I know those were like the happiest days of his life. And then Game 3 happened, and Game 4 happened. He's like, You remember when Game 5 was gut check time?
Yeah, man.
Punched him in the gut. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then with Game 6, it was just sad to see, man.
Yeah.
I really feel bad for CP3, but I called it, man. I told you. I think he gets there, but he's gonna just be the Dan Marino of the situation. Like, he's a great player, but never gonna be. Just can't get the championship monkey off his back, man. It's tough. It took Brown a while too, but he got it. You know?
Yeah, I mean, so they blew leads in games 4 and 5. I mean, that was ridiculous, right? And then Game 6 was just embarrassing. Like, they had to put out an APB on Devin Booker. Like, he disappeared. Like, I've seen LeBron disappear in the fourth quarter, but not the entire game.
He was scared to. I don't think he was scared, or not that he wasn't getting his shot. I don't know if he just wanted CP3 to probably capitalize on the moment, hoping he would, but CP3 never did. So
Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah, by the way,
Drew Holiday, Giannis, PJ Tucker, whoever, Chris Middleton, whoever was guarding Devin Booker played at that. Like, that team is defensively sound. Like all those guys, like PJ Tucker said during the celebration, they are dogs.
Facts.
You know, like I feel for Eric Bledsoe because he was a dog too before he got traded. But you know, it is what it is. Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, like you said, these guys were the real MVPs because they did the little things on defense that meant so much for Giannis to have those 50-point games and be the MVP. Because if you don't have Drew Holiday and you don't have Chris Middleton doing what they did on offense and defense, we're talking about a Suns championship right now.
And 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because game 1 and 2, Giannis, he was thinking outside the box. He wasn't just sticking to his bread and butter. You know what I mean? And I was saying, like, yo, if he puts his smart hat on and it's like, yo, no one can beat me if I do this over and over and over again.
Yeah.
He figured it out finally. You know what I mean? Just stayed in the paint and took care of business.
Yeah. DeAndre Ayton, you need to call up Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah.
You need to call up Joel Embiid. You need to call up any big man that's working out this summer and say, yo, I need help.
Gotta get better.
Yeah.
Like he was just a rebound machine after a while. Like
he looked scared.
He forgot everything he did to get to the finals.
He looks scared.
It hurt to see.
Yeah.
It hurt to see with him too.
He looked scared as fuck. Like everything after game 3 was just a complete decline.
It was
insane, man. But to pretty much end it off on a cool note, Giannis was driving around Milwaukee trying to order free 50-piece nuggets from Chick-fil-A.
He gave him all kinds of promo.
Yo, he to me officially became the NBA's most likable player because he was genuinely happy with the team he had, what they accomplished.
Yeah.
You can't take this from this kid.
Nah.
He's accomplished. His resume speaks for itself. Shout out to him, man. For real.
Congrats on Giannis, man.
Yeah.
Brought one home to Milwaukee. It's like 50 years, too. I brought one home to Milwaukee.
Yep.
But, yeah, I got to ask you, man. CP3, what's he do now? He retires?
He should.
$45 million play option to come back.
He should.
$45 million option to come back.
He should. You know what I mean? Like, if it's about the money, fine. I mean, stay. That's easy. But to me, CP3, man, you know, like, that was, like, what is left for you?
A championship. And $45 million. To give it another go-round.
I don't know, man.
Give Devin Booker another year to get hungrier, get smarter. You know what I mean? Because the team wasn't bad. They just didn't show up in the last 4 games of the season.
I mean, if we look at their road to the finals, man, they played a bunch of beat-up teams. Now, granted, NBA teams are NBA teams, and people get hurt. But they went up against a fully loaded Bucks team.
Yeah.
That was the first team in the playoffs that they went up against that was fully loaded. And we saw them just get depleted after game 3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Milwaukee found their ground. They found their defense. They pretty much got a feel for what Devin Booker liked to do. They watched the tape, and it was a wrap.
That's a fact.
It was a wrap after game 3. Like, whew. I've never seen somebody disappear like that, ever. That was insane. Maybe one game out of the series, right? Like, if Devin Booker had one 20, 25-point game, it's like, all right, he had a bad game. But, damn.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel bad.
That was terrible, man. That was terrible.
I don't know. We'll see what Chris does. But you say Rachel Nichols, you seen that? You seen her around finals?
She was around.
I didn't really see it too much, man. I thought I was watching the games, but I didn't really see it too much.
Nope, she popped up. She was there. She was doing like on-court interviews. She was there. They brought her back in. Probably to your point, right? She had her lawyers get involved. Like, y'all can't just remove me from the finals because I expressed my opinion and somebody recorded me without my permission.
Yeah,
that's not how it worked.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So she got herself back in.
Okay, how I look? I got a job.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, man.
So this Marcus Spears.
Yeah, so Marcus Spears. So the Washington Wizards are thinking about hiring Wes Unseld Jr. He is the son of Wes Unseld, who was a very popular player back when they were the Washington Bullets. So with the pending hire by the Wizards, who I believe officially made the hire, this will be the what is it? There will be 13 African American head coaches amongst the 30 NBA teams next season. 6 of the 7 NBA head coach openings this offseason went to black head coaches.
That's what's up.
So, and you can bump that up technically because Nate McMillan officially became the head coach of the Hawks.
Not mad at that. Like the numbers there, it's getting higher, getting better.
Absolutely.
More representation.
Yep. Absolutely.
Not mad at none of that. Congratulations, though.
Mm-hmm. So now to the Lakers, man. This is the conversation. You know, you talking about CP3. Should he stay? Right now, the Lakers, man, they needed a point guard. They need a point guard. So the 2 prospects thereafter are either CP3 or Russell Westbrook.
They can't bring Rondo back, man. Buy Rondo.
Nah, man.
There's 2 good minds on the court, man. Rondo and Braun on the court were 2 really smart dudes when it came to knowing the game of basketball. And I felt like they was on the same page a lot in that bubble. You know what I mean? I want to try to get Rondo. Have that guy's back.
I think what it is they need somebody who can be that guy while LeBron and AD ain't on the floor. Like,
I think those are 2 megastars one of them should be on the floor at all times anyway.
and LeBron is 36, man.
That
ain't
right. You're right.
he ain't that guy no more. AD his body feels like it's 36. So they need a high, and you know what I mean? That's why I think Westbrook is the better choice. They need a high energy guy that can come in there, move the ball around, keep the pressure on the other team. So while LeBron is resting and AD's in the game, or while they're both resting, this guy can carry the team until they get back on the floor.
You think Westbrook and Braun will be a good mesh? You think they'll put the... I don't think they have any bad blood or differences, but just the competitive nature.
I think at this point, Russell Westbrook just wants to be a part of a winning culture, high-intensity culture. And I think LeBron brings that. I think they'll definitely bring it out of AD. And I think Russell Westbrook will make the guards a lot tougher. So you got, Horton Tucker that's still there. You have I can't think of the other point guard's name, but you got some young point guards over there who could use a Russell Westbrook over there to kind of be like a mentor. And because he did that with Oladipo, with Dennis Schroeder, any point guard who played with Russell Westbrook at any point behind him or whatever, they learned something from his work ethic.
Very true.
You know what I mean? So he can only make the Lakers better. He's not a good shooter, though. That's always been his knock. So they can bring him over there, but he still can't shoot the ball. You know what I mean? Like, he can get to the basket, but he can't shoot the ball. But then if you bring CP3, he can shoot the ball, but he can't get to the basket the way he used to. So
you gotta pick your poison, man.
Yeah, which one do you want?
Yikes. Yikes.
Yeah.
So it's a draft.
Yeah. We'll see, man. We'll see.
Oh, man. WNBA news. Candace Parker, man. That's big.
Yeah, so Candace Parker will be the first female to grace the cover of the NBA 2K22 cover. So this is the first in history, right? They're going to have a female basketball player on the cover. They're taking a different approach with this year's cover. It's almost like a artistic mesh of old and new players. Mm-hmm. So they got like Luka Doncic, but then they have Dirk Nowitzki. Then they have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So it's an interesting take how they're approaching it this year. But shout out to Candace Parker, man, because that's big.
I got a stupid question. With NBA 2K22, being open to co-mingling the covers between genders, is there a WNBA option yet on the game? Can you play with Liberty? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they did it for, I think 2K20 was the first time it was introduced.
Got it. Okay.
And now you can play with the WNBA players. It's really cool, man. And like I said, like from the bubble into now, like, these girls are good. Like, these games are hooping.
They're getting better. They're getting better.
They are hooping, man, for real.
No matter none of that. Other sport-related news. Maria Taylor.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, her and ESPN could not come to an agreement as far as the recent contract negotiations. So between that and the whole Rachel Nichols kind of riff, they ended up parting ways a couple weeks ago, and rumor has it she might be heading over to NBC. I'm happy to see her, go get her coin if they're willing to pay her. But as far as exposure, like, I don't know too many NBC affiliated shows. And Maria does everything. You know what I'm saying? The worldwide leader of sports was a good place to be for a jack of all trades, so to speak, with her talent. Yeah. So I just hope she doesn't get lost in the very little source that they do have over there at NBC. But congratulations for standing her own and, not taking the bullshit, not taking a pay cut if that's what they were offering, but also knowing your value and moving on, knowing that you'll be a bigger, better person at another network and doing it. She is not the first person to leave ESPN, but it does seem like there's a culture in ESPN when you leave, like it's the end-all, be-all. Like there's nothing better than this if you're a sportscaster, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or some sort of, A Mike, B Mike in the sport world. But, hey, man, things are changing. For a moment, Blockbuster was the only way you could get a movie.
Yeah.
Now they don't exist, so with time, things will change, and hopefully she'll be the new era of things changing in the positive.
Yeah, I mean, hey, so that's a great point. ESPN has been the bedrock of a lot of sports, but they also got to they have to be careful, right? Because they're teetering on the line of if you have another network that starts to say, okay, let's be more aware of diversity and let's pick up everywhere where ESPN is slacking. And to your point, right, that's what Netflix did to Blockbuster. So her going over to NBC, I remember very vividly NBA games were specifically on NBC.
Correct.
Right? And then TNT swooped in and gave a sweeter deal, gave more publicity, more promotion. Now you don't see basketball on NBC no more. So it's very, very cool what you just said about, Blockbuster got taken over too. So I would like to see who's going to be the next ESPN, because if ESPN doesn't get it right, some network streaming app or something's going to swoop in and say, listen, we can do this at an even better, production, and we're more diverse. So, yeah, man. But shout out to Maria.
That's Maria, man. Can't wait to see where she lands, how it works out.
Yeah.
But I just want to hope I get to keep seeing her. You know what I mean? I don't want her to disappear into the clouds of NBC. Yep. But we're going to see, man. But over to NFL, man.
Yes.
A lot of talk in Wisconsin throughout the offseason as far as who's going to be the guy in the center. It seems Aaron Rodgers wasn't happy in the scenes. Never heard him say it himself. We heard a lot of rumblings from many a source that he's not happy with the team, where they're going. They're not making any moves to get better. And as always, as he's done for the last his whole tenure, he showed up to preseason. You know what I mean? But unfortunate news with him back in town and showing up as a quarterback. They released Blake Bortles. It was like, we picked you up, at the end of May because it was looking kind of dicey. We might have needed a guy just in case, run these reps. But Aaron's back. So hey man, we're gonna need that playbook. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Good luck out there in the free market. Hopefully somebody picks you up. Yeah. But yeah, man, see, Aaron is back. Yeah. And when I did a quick interview after his first practice, he's like, "Hey, man, I'm here. Like, you know what I mean? It is what it is. You might have heard some things, but whatever you heard is cool. I'm here with a helmet on, and I'm here to get these W's so we can get ourselves another championship." But yeah, Aaron's back, man. He's a damn good gunslinger too. So we'll see how it works out this season. If they could work through the elephant in the locker room, I guess they want to call it. It'll be funny though, because he's good, but I don't know if the team is going to gravitate to your off-season rumblings of you probably not being a full teammate or wanting to be there for us, even though you're here physically. If you're not here mentally, it's a big part of the game also. Yeah. So we'll see how it works out, man. I wish him the best.
Yep, absolutely.
Ooh, yeah. Another thing with the NFL, they are mandating COVID testing, and a lot of players are saying, "Hey, I signed the contract, and this was never in it where you said I would be mandated to receive some sort of medication prior to jumping on the field. One player in specific, DeAndre Hopkins, he tweeted he never thought he would have to say this, but being put into a position to hurt my team because I don't want to partake in the vaccine is making him question his future as an NFL player. I'm not gonna lie, if I was getting millions of dollars, get the fucking shot, man. Get him. You know what I mean? It's for the safety and well-being of every other player, and there's 53 guys on the roster. It's another 40 on the coaching staff. There's 1,000 people in this building. We're going to see hundreds of thousands of fans throughout the season that you interact with, that you jump. You know what I mean? It's just something that you don't want to keep yourself protected just because you guys come across so many other individuals in your crossings. But I hate to say it, but just shut up and dribble, man. You know what I mean? Just get the shot. Anyways, yeah, man. Talk about how much you hate it at the press game. Yeah, I mean, the post game. Like, but we got to get through these games, though. And if that's a requirement, just go through with it. It is what it is, man.
Yeah, it's tough, and a lot of assistant coaches have been losing their jobs because they don't want to take the vaccine. And I hear DeAndre, I hear you loud and clear, but I agree with you. I think at some point you got to look at the fact that we have a product that we're putting out there on the field, and if you're not taking all the right protocols to keep that product flowing, then you can't work here. You know what I mean? It's not fair to our fans if we say every Sunday, Thursday, or Monday we're giving you a solid product so you don't feel like you're wasting your tickets or your time watching us on television.
Correct.
But if y'all non-vaccinated people want to keep messing things up, then it's like, what do you want us to do?
Fucking with the money.
Yeah, exactly. But you still want to get paid. You know what I mean? So we have players, we have coaches who have taken the proper protocols and say, you know what, for the sake of the sport and putting on a show for the fans who keep us paid, I'll take the vaccination.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because there's all kinds of protocols that they have to take to even get into the stadium to watch us.
Very true. Very true. Well, you know what I mean? Yeah. Respect is where respect is due. You know what I mean? But do your part, hopefully. But hopefully he comes around. Whether he opts out, I don't know if he has like an essential worker option where he could just get a test every morning or something like that if he really doesn't want to get it but still partake in activities. But just get it done, man. Well, yo, what's up with your boy Rick Sherman, man?
Yo,
nigga, wilding out.
Yo, so it was funny because I remember when we first saw the blast and we were like, what the fuck? Like, this is mad, like, short domestic battery. Damn. You know what I mean? So then after a while, I think a message from his girl or his wife came out talking about
defending him, right?
Yeah, completely defending him. Then, like a week later, there's a whole video of him trying to get a hold of, what was homeboy's name?
Is it the father-in-law?
Was it James? Or
you gotta come see me, James.
Like Ray?
Some shit like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good to see on tape, man.
Yeah, man. So, he was booked for domestic burglary and denied bail on July 14th. The video just looks terrible. He's trying to break down the door to get to some gentleman that he had a problem with. You hear the wife screaming. Now, did you hear the 911 call?
No.
So they had a 911 call where his wife was trying to call the cops, right?
Mm-hmm.
This has to be the worst 911 call I've ever heard. This dispatcher was asking questions in a way while this lady was frantic, like it wasn't an urgent matter. And then every time she tried to tell her, like, yo, what do you mean? Like, you're asking me 100 questions. Like, send somebody here. Mm-hmm. She's like, I can't do this. I can't do my job unless you ask the questions. I need you to answer the questions. Like, it was the worst 911 dispatcher I probably ever heard.
Hopefully they got fired.
Yeah, so.
That's nuts. That's nuts,
but
man.
Yeah, man, Richard, man.
Hold your head up, man. I don't know how this next upcoming season is going to fare for you with this these charges looming.
Right.
I don't know, man. It's rough being an NFL player.
Yeah.
I don't know. I believe that's his father-in-law that he was arguing with.
Oh, okay.
So when it's the family, it's probably a house he paid for too. He couldn't get in.
Yeah.
But Godspeed, man. I hope he's out. I know he says it's denied bail, and I don't know when his court date is, but that sucks, man. Not for a Super Bowl winner.
And then staying in the same area, Dwayne Haskins, rookie, or I think he just had his first or second year, had his tooth knocked out by his wife. So they were out on the weekend for a trip to celebrate them renewing their vows. And who knows what happened, but his wife just went ape shit and attacked him, and his tooth came out. So she was arrested for felony battery and domestic violence. Now, when it first came up and said Dwayne Haskins, I'm like, yo, what's in the water? But when he was the victim, it was like, oh, damn. Yeah, man.
You gotta sleep with one eye open at the crib for a little bit.
Yeah, that week wasn't a good week for football players at all.
No, it's not easy, man. It's not easy. It's not easy being a football player. But a football player in cuffs is even rougher.
Yeah. So
man, you gotta do better. You gotta do better. And pick better wives.
And then you got the ongoing Texans saga with Deshaun Watson. So for the longest, the Texans were talking about they weren't going to trade him. It turns out as recent as July 26, ESPN reported that the Texans are fielding offers from teams. They're looking for a combination of 5 high draft picks and a starting caliber players. Watson reported to camp in order to not be fined, $50K a day. Where does Watson end up?
I think he's still going to be a Texan. Because honestly, I just think he's just too hard to touch for any other franchise to take that on. Because once you take that on, you take on all his baggage. And nobody wants to deal with his luggage right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got, a lot of random masseuse still claiming XYZ happened. And it's not looking good. Not that you're being Bill Cosby. Hey, Bill got out, but, he had to go through a couple of years of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have that much time. Season starts in a month. So, we wish you the best, but I think it'll be hard for another franchise to want to take that on and put a PR spin on what this is.
You don't think Belichick? That's a hell of an upgrade from Cam, man.
I don't know. Shit, hey, you should go to the Bucks, man. Learn from Tom. Get a year under your belt of good service and will in Tampa Bay, and when Tom retires in season 2, maybe he'll let you go play. You know what I'm saying? But at least you can see what a winning culture is, what a quarterback should be doing. You know what I mean? But just right now, it's just gonna be tough to be shopped around at that point.
No, yeah, I hear you, man. All right, so we're going over to the Olympics.
Now it's weird because I don't be watching the Olympics. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? The Dream Team was a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? But they had people that you wanted to see.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They had the MJs, the Drex. They had everybody. You know what I mean? But that was a lot of years ago. And even since then, Team USA been able to skim through. You know what I'm saying? I think they won their last 20, 25 in a row. But over the weekend, man, Mr. LeBron, the first billionaire to do it. You know what I'm saying? No, LeBron started the trend on Twitter after Team USA lost their first time in 15 years. They lost to France 83-76. Now, I am curious to know where Steph Curry is. I am curious to know where LeBron is. These are the elite players. I know Giannis just won, so he don't count. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of marquee players that should be, I feel, on this team to show the true collective of the best of USA that aren't there. And I don't know. I don't know if they're just over it. They don't care. I just got so much money. I don't need to do this anymore. I don't need any more notoriety. I'm already a global figure. What's their sense of now at this point?
Yeah, I think it's that, and it's coupled with the fact that I need to rehab, so I'm good for next season. You know what I mean? That's a hell of a commitment. especially like I give it up to Devin Booker and Drew Holiday. Those guys fresh off the finals.
They just got out.
Went right from Milwaukee to Tokyo.
Pretty much.
That's crazy.
Kiss the baby. I gotta go.
Yeah, man. So I think it's a lot to do with that. Like, you know, these guys are hurt, man. They just came off of a shortened season last year with the bubble. Had to come and put on a show and do that through however far they got. And now, you know, here they are. If you look at the lineup, it's a lot of the young boys, you know, guys trying to make names for themselves who are doing pretty good in the NBA. But Patrick Ewing made a very interesting statement, and he said, right now the USA team is paying for the 92 Dream Team because the 92 Dream Team dominated everything, and the rest of the world caught up. So now you're not running into another, you know, international team that plays this slowed down, watered down version of basketball. They're shooting step back threes, or matter of fact, no, they're doing the traditional sense of the 2-point shot. So if you look at the NBA right now, everything's running gun, step back threes, 3-point shot, 3-point shot, 3-point shot. If both teams are doing that, then yeah, it looks even. But if you look at maybe, I think the 2011 through 15, 16 Spurs give you a good example of how these international team players, and it's coincidental they had international players on the team.
Very true.
They are playing in the true art of 2-point basketball. We'll take a three if it's open, but we are looking to get down low and kill you.
Get these points. That's what we got here for.
Yep. So they are using that bully ball down low, similar to the Bucks, and the USA wasn't ready for it.
It's working.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how. I don't watch Olympics so often. I'm not even sure how the seeding works now that they took the loss. I believe it was for a placement in the tournament to see where they land, but I don't know. I don't. Do they even get bronze this year? You think so? Like,
I hope so, because this would be very disappointing. I mean, they got legitimate, like, current elite stars, and then, you know, tomorrow's elite stars on that team, but they are missing the most dominant players in the game right now, in Giannis or LeBron James. Like, those two dudes right there, if any of them suit up tomorrow for this team,
it's a whole new team.
Exactly. Yep.
It'd be dope if they showed up on some, y'all. We see these niggas kicking y'all ass. Cheating on some monster shit. Like, we gonna come through and help y'all out, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So.
That's the NBA Olympics. I wish them the best. But some weird news from Simone Biles. Like, she withdrew from competition. And originally was reported that on one of the dismounts she might have re-aggravated an injury in her lower left leg, maybe tweaked the ankle or something like that. But further reports ended up coming out that she kind of pulled herself out due to I want to say a mental setback, but more of a mental breather. As far as just taking some time away from the situation, she was still involved in with the team activities that did everything but compete. And once again, like the mental health of these young athletes come into play, where they're not allowed to express themselves freely because they'll be ridiculed or judged, being in the spotlight all day long. And with Simone, like she's kind of been the best for a little bit, you know what I mean? So I don't think she's been in the competition that she didn't get gold in, but for her to step back and just kind of cheer her team on. At first, everyone was okay with it because they felt there was an injury and you can't do this. You know, I mean, you can't go on. But the fact that, you know, it was a mental thing, not that people were against it, but a lot of people was hoping she could suck it up for the match or two. You know what I mean? But, if you're not there mentally, you can't be there physically. So, we champion her as always. I hope she feels better. I get the help that she needs, deserves, and wants to get back out there for the next go-around. It was just really sad to see, though, because I know there's a lot of girls looking up, wanting to see her perform on the stage. Because it's been a build-up to get to this point. She's been the best for some time. But we'll see. And then same with Naomi Osaka. She withdrew from before, but she told everyone back then that she'll be up front, up in center for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. But she got bounced. She lost to, what was her name, Marketa Vondrousova from the Czech Republic. Chopped that name up. But yeah, man, she was a 4-time champ who was upset. And now I'm curious to know if her step back from the game when she did it cost her this game, where she wasn't practicing as often as she was. You know what I mean? So now mentally she probably got back to it, but now she might have lost a step physically. And they go hand in hand. You can't do one without the other as an athlete. And if they're both not running or being razor sharp, you're not going to be able to perform at your best. So Naomi is gone. Samoa left, and Team USA, they lost to Russia as well. There's a lot going on, but mental health played a huge factor as far as the women's sporting events that I can't even look into as for the Olympics. I don't know. Just hope they get better, man. I really do.
Yeah. It can't be easy, but I hope there's a good balance of when it's a mental health issue and when it's just burnout.
Yeah,
because it's two different things, man. I mean, they're aligned, but two different initiatives.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah, but I hope these young ladies find peace that they're looking for.
They will. Just time heals all wounds.
Yeah.
And hopefully, as long as the ad money doesn't disappear, they'll have the time to step back and get their life right in that regard. Right. But they'll be all right. But another weird news, there was a U.S. fencer whose name, unfortunately, I didn't catch. But he was facing sexual assault charges here in the States. But somehow he made it to the Olympics. And the weirder thing is, granted, he got through all these protocols of having these pending allegations. But the fact that they were a sexual assault nature, the team had to create a safety plan that they built around him just to keep him away from women during his time in Tokyo. Now, a couple things. How do you get through the fucking cut if you got allegations of shit like this going on? How can you represent this country if you have to show up in a court of law to be judged by the same country in a little bit for shit you did back in the States? It just brings me back to like Richardson. It's like, yeah, she smoked some weed. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, she took a non-self-enhancing drug, and you know what I mean? But I'm just trying to, if I had to pick the worst of two evils, like, y'all let the sexual assault walk through versus the allegation at that versus an actual failed drug test. I don't know, but they kind of bugged me out a little bit because I just couldn't. It just felt so weird. Like, granted, he's a white male doing this, and she was a black woman doing that. And I'm not gonna make it a race issue, but you read between the lines. You know what I'm saying? But it was rough. It was rough to hear. But hey, I hope he doesn't win anything. He's disgusting out here if he has the kind of allegations. If they, not that all women have a real Me Too story. Bill Cosby got off somehow, some way, probably because he was rich. But if any of these allegations do come out to be true, and say he does want to go, like, do they get stripped now? Like, do you keep these medals if you have these pending when it was happening? It's nasty out here, man. But they got to do better in the Olympics, man. The committee out there judging people, you got to find a way to do better. But it's funny, us not caring much about the Olympics. I happened to see on the NBC subscription channel, Kevin Hart and Snoop were doing like a recap of the Olympics to the best of their ability, trying to make it cool for those that know of the sport but aren't really tuning in. I'm not gonna lie, I seen like 3 minutes of it. I was just like, I can't watch this shit, man. You know what I mean? Like, I love these guys, but not enough to watch an Olympic recap. Not that much. Not that much at all, man. I was done with that before it started. What else we got here? What else happened in sports? Anything was on that we missed from the past couple weeks?
I know there's a UFC fight coming up. I think it's UFC 265 at this point, 264.
I can't keep up. The numbers are too high.
Yeah, man. But it's supposed to be a good one, I think.
Pay-per-view?
This one, huh?
Pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, August 7th. I believe this is the one with Amanda Nunes defending her belt against, I think, Juliana Pena. And then Derek Lewis is on the undercard. And, this is a big fight for him because he's trying to get that, heavyweight championship match. So if he can win this one, should be a nice route to a potential title fight.
All right.
Yep.
But yeah, if Nunes is there, I'm definitely going to check it because she's a beast.
Yeah.
I like to see her when she's out.
Mm-hmm. And then, unfortunately, we're recording this show before the NBA draft, but once the NBA draft goes down, next episode we'll talk more about that. A lot of good picks, potentially Golden State looking to move up. Detroit Pistons have the number 1 pick. They're supposedly going with Cade Cunningham. So this is a stacked draft, like literally stacked draft. And it's good because it hasn't been like this in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very excited to see how the cards land, who's building for the future, who's building for right now. For it.
Yeah, I was a little nervous with the draft because, with COVID happening and the season kind of being reduced, like not that you couldn't get a full scale of what these future players had to offer, but you didn't really get to see their full potential neither at the same time. Mm-hmm. Like this was probably the first March Madness that kind of feel like it got blown under the rug. Mm-hmm. Like, I wasn't as in tune into the tournament as I usually am. It just kind of came and went. But we'll see. Hopefully, get it out the mud like Giannis did, and he trusts the process. I don't know what Embiid's doing, but Giannis trusts the process, and he made it work for him.
Trying to get Ben Simmons the hell up out of there at this point. That's another guy that need to go.
Yeah, he should have went to Team USA. Learned some shit.
That experiment is over with.
We wish them the best too.
Indeed, man. Indeed. Anything else you got?
On the sports, man, I think I'm good, man. We got everything off that we needed to. Yeah, man, football season real soon, man. Can't wait. Can't fucking wait. Because I am not watching baseball until October. And the Yankees got to be in it.
That's a fact. Ladies, you officially have your man or husband back. If he does not watch baseball, he is officially yours.
If you need the grass cut, you need that plump, you need that sink fix, now's your time. You got about a 30, 45-day window to get the gutters cleaned out. You know what I'm saying? Everything. Just get it done. Because come mid-August, end of August, we gone, man. And please don't bother us on Sundays. But we gone. We going to be out.
Hell yeah. Well, listen, man, that's our sports edition. Welcome to August, people, man. We'll see you on the 15th.
Yeah, man, be safe out there.
For real. Don't forget to subscribe.
Oh, yeah, for sure. YouTube. You know the vibes. Got the visuals matched up. Let's go.